am I hearing over there?
Okay. Cheney, what are you doing? He's in a water bucket. It's mostly water. It'll be fine. Okay, so we're gonna go live. And someone mentioned that the haunt world is a little dark right now. And well, that's very true. That's just how it is. We've got a couple series of hits, you know, with TW being postponed. And we're all pretty unsure about the postponement, what that means and when. And I think we're all just patiently waiting. While we're waiting, might as well get more crap done. I mean, that's what I would have been doing anyway. Basically, I want to knock out a couple Krampuses tonight. I have to put LEDs in them. I have to paint them, and I have to hair them. So basically, I've done nothing. I did put horns on them. That's got to count for something.
That does count.
Yeah. Yeah.
Josh
All
Newman
right.
says hi, and Spook Shack SPFX says
Yo. 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 Is there a hand signal for yo? There isn't.
You're white.
I was about to go like yo, but this is like hang loose.
Say that's the white.
Yeah.
Kurt Mattia says who bought the member from Louisiana.
Yes.
Bought our Demogorgon.
Yeah.
Glad to see you on. Billy Bones from Colorado Springs and Ezekiel Bradshaw. Hello, my friend.
Ezekiel. All right, grab myself a pair of skeezers.
Mr. Jimmy FXC.
Hello, Mr. Jimmy.
And Monsters Alive says hello.
Hello.
Amanda Jensen says hey.
Oh, she's going to come to Monster Camp.
Monster Camp 5.
Is that the next one?
Yep.
Yeah, great.
Which is happening.
Yeah, it's absolutely
We
happening.
are not canceling. There's Chad. We
And-
can't cancel Monster Camp. No.
In all honesty,
No.
the shop is actually big enough. I'll spread us all out. I'm going to do a little bit of rearranging. I almost just said after Transworld. But I'm going to do a little bit of rearranging probably this week coming up to make a little more room in here so we're not all kind of on top of each other. I have 2 industrial air scrubbers in this room also, and every station will have its own hand sanitizer. And I promise not to get within 3 feet of anyone.
And we're in the country and
And,
isolated.
okay, and you don't get more socially distant than our place. We literally live in a log cabin in the woods. So you will be socially distant with some friends.
So yes, Monster
Yeah.
Camp is happening.
Yes.
And if they cancel your flight, drive. But
Yeah.
get here.
Yeah.
Get here.
Yeah.
Get here.
I was.
Grey House Haunts says hello.
Hello.
From Alan Hirsch. Dead End Haunts. Dead End Yard Haunt. Good evening. Larry
Hello.
Hughes says hello. Brandon Lancaster. Hello, Alan and wife. Heard any new dates for Transworld yet?
I know nothing. No, I don't know. I'm on the board for the HAA, and I did know it was postponed before most people, and I actually called the mayor's office of St. Louis to talk to them. And how that went down is that if Transworld said we're absolutely canceling the event because of public safety, then they decided to cancel, and there would be no reimbursement by hotels or anything like that. So if they had to cancel, they would have had to cancel anyway, but they probably would have not been, they would have been forced to do it when vendors are coming in, when guests are coming in, and everybody would be out just more money. So by the Haunted Attraction Association pressuring the city, Boris, don't eat Phil's crotch.
Stop. Boris.
Boris.
No.
No.
Boris. No.
You're going to be an outside dog. Bella's eating. My puppies are eating
I'm gonna
my
go get the
my
rat.
costume mannequin.
I'll be right back.
What are you getting?
This stuff, the big that'll make it stop chewing.
See, that's the leg of a mannequin, and she's just tearing the heck out of it. And it's pretty amusing, so I'm just going to let her for a while. But also, you know what I wanted to do? I want to get you guys up on the big screen. Comments up here. Yeah, this is what I want to see. I see my back. I see my back. I see the leg. All right, so let's do this. You know what? I'm bummed too, Scuba. I'm bummed. You know, absolutely, it happens. Okay, you don't see the Gravedigger right now, but I have a 100% finished Gravedigger, and it's over at the house getting pictures taken. But at some point, I'll go over there, I'll grab him, so I can show you what a finished Gravedigger looks like. Yeah, I'm going to do pop-out chat. Here, pop-out chat. Here, big window. Here, old eyes zoomed in. So this way, I can see these just in case my wife is looking up kitten pictures. You do it.
Okay, back in business.
Okay. These horns, yes. So these horns are different than any other horns that I have put on Krampus Mask before. I needed, I'm going to be not mass production, but I want to be able to deliver consistency because I'm selling in a couple different ways than I have been in the past. So you'll see that all of these Krampuses, this base level Krampus, I'm going to tell you a secret that I was not going to reveal until Tuesday. I have a whole Krampus costume, head to toe, full body fur, that looks amazing. That's only going to cost $400. Actually, no, Krampus is $450 because of LED eyes. But $450, head to toe, full Krampus. Bargain. But anyway, you'll see that Tuesday night because I'm doing a live thing on Tuesday. Wife, when I inevitably need you to tell a story, you just tell them about Tuesday. Okay?
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Oh, coming up Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Coming up Tuesday.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
That's the
Ready?
Tuesday I was speaking of.
Well, there's been a lot that's happened this week, so I was thinking, what happened this last Tuesday? There's been so much happening. Amanda Jensen said, yay, I was going to ask you about that. I think Monster Camp is not going to be canceled.
No.
Chad says, the smell of latex and presence of monsters, we are Corona safe.
Hooray.
Dead End Yard Haunt says, I love those horns. Scuba Steve, I am so bummed about Trans World being postponed.
Me too.
Dave Opplinger, hope I said that right, sir. Hello, Alan. Branson Haunted Hills, hello, Scary Mary. Hey, Alan Shannon. Puppies, Creepy Hollow Haunts. Josh Newman is going on. Okay, they're still having their show, and Stillwell is still doing their show.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't follow the rules.
Lion Cook, Thor 2006, Jamie says, hi, Alan. And Gray House Haunt says, wow.
Oh, I think probably meant these films.
Kirk Matthias said, is that the Gravedigger I see?
No, but I told him, like he said that when you were out there, the Gravedigger's over at the house, and later I'll run and grab it. Cheney, no. No, that's not safe. Let me get myself a don't bottle.
Here's this. Here's a bitter stuff. We'll keep anything.
He's like, well, that doesn't taste good anymore.
It's terrible.
This is called bitter apple. Wife's not watching.
Why would you do this? What's wrong with you?
Oh, that's not good.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, I didn't drink it.
Oh my God.
I wanted to see what it did.
Why would you do that?
My dogs, I wouldn't take myself.
Oh my God.
Oh, that stuff tastes terrible. My tongue is...
What on earth made you? That's for dogs.
Yeah, the dogs eat food.
That's so gross.
I just wanted to see what it was like. If I'm going to make my dogs taste it, why wouldn't I do it?
Because it's for dogs. What a mess you're making.
I had to flush off my tongue.
That's so gross.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, Dead End Yard Hunt says, "Do you have a sheep ghost at the house?" That was not Jordan.
Listen,
That's awesome.
you know it's coming. It's coming. Just let it happen.
Just let it happen.
All right.
Oh my God, it's
How
so
we go?
gross.
Plugged in.
What's wrong with you?
Plugged in. And turned on. That's
This
the
is why you
important
come
part.
to Monster Camp, because this business.
Because of the crazy.
Mm.
I have more of the good glue sticks. That's important.
Mm.
Janie, what are you doing up there? Okay. I love my dogs when they're tired and sleeping. Boris, no, no. Honey, I think we have to tase the dogs.
Okay,
We have to tase them.
okay.
Goodness. Bella, you're my favorite right now because she's over there asleep. Boris is digging in stuff. Cheney's digging in stuff. Okay, you guys didn't come here to hear about no puppies.
Okay.
Okay.
Bitter apple Coca-Cola. Correct, Mary.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ungood. On a scale of 1 to 47, not delicious.
Can't see you. You're not on camera.
I am too.
Why am I delayed? I'm never able to catch you live. Just wanted to say thank you. I've learned so much from you. This is from Jimmy Carroll.
Hi, Jimmy. I'm glad that you caught us.
You are not in focus.
I'm not in focus.
You're not very focused.
I'm focused.
Mary says, "You're wrong, Alan. I want to hear all about the puppies."
No, you don't.
You're not focused here. Okay.
I need to go see what my wife wants. What my wife is seeing. Oh, that's your internet.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mary wants to hear about the puppies.
Well, look, they're in everything, and if
Into
they eat,
everything.
if they eat everything I let them, if they eat everything they want to, then they'd be dead soon.
They are 13 weeks old, and tell them how much they weigh.
They are just under 50 pounds apiece. 49, 48, and 43. Big,
13 weeks old.
13 weeks old.
150 pounds of puppies. They're included in your ticket to Monster Camp.
That's right. You get to pet the puppies.
Sue Warner, I would like to see how much the puppies have grown.
Okay. Supposed to be my show, puppies. What are you doing? Muscling in.
There's two.
So these are my puppies, and this is a tube of silicone caulk for scale. I don't have a banana, so this is how big the puppy is compared to a tube of silicone caulking, which he would devour if I let him. So there you go.
She says, "Oh, thank you. Your paint mix, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, has really helped me making my weapons. Thank you." That is Chris Lonsdale.
Oh, awesome. Very good.
Chad Smith, hey Alan, how are you doing?
Great. Thanks for asking.
Ezekiel says, "No more puppies. My daughter is watching with me." How about kitties?
Every house should have a puppy.
Or cats there. How about some kittens? We have those too. Such big babies. They are, Mary. They're big. Are you guys going to have shirts on hand for sale? At Monster Camp, Chad? Yes, we will.
Yeah, we will.
We actually have a lot of shirts to sell now.
Because we
Don't
thought we were going somewhere else.
So, yeah, absolutely. We have them in black, dove gray, and heather gray. So yeah, we've got shirts, aprons, ball caps, buttons, stickers,
Every time we say
magnets.
dove gray, I think of
It's a dove
Purple
gray.
Rain
It's a color.
from Prince.
No.
This is what it sounds like when the doves cry.
Are you done? It's not what they're here for.
Why do we scream at each other?
Ezekiel said, "Stop it."
Lonely world is so cold.
Mary says, "Do they try to get in your lap at once?"
Yes.
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 These are the dogs that privacy forgot. They know nothing of that.
Hey, Kitty and Connie are on. I recognize that Krampus Mask base. Yes, you do.
Yeah, this is one that
Krampus.
that I do for Krampus Camp.
Right.
This is it's one of my, it's my main Krampus mask because it has the LED eye sockets in it. You can add LEDs to almost any mask, but they're not comfortable most of the time. So to make it comfortable, I actually sockets sculpted in it for the mask makers out there. I guess I'll show them that. If you look and see that little socket right over the eye? What that does, now I'm trying to find where put my, there we go, that's my finger. All right, so that puts the LED out in front of and over the eye. So, there you go. Yep, just like that. And then I will pop the wire out here so that very little wire is in there with the actor.
Line Cook Thor 2006. I'm a 3X. Sir, we have them on the website. And we have them in stock. Feel free to grab you a shirt. Christopher Grande. Hi, Alan and Shannon.
Hi!
Cobwebs and Candlesticks. Hello. Free HBO this weekend, and Hostel is on. Thanks, CNC. Chad Smith. I heard a rumor, and I take it with a grain of salt, that Transworld may be in May. If so, will that keep you from coming to MHC?
That the rumor is absolutely true that it may be in May. It also may be in one of the other 11 months. I have no idea. I haven't even thought about it. I'm not thinking or guessing or acting at all until I know what's going on. Will it keep me from MHC? No. I really want more of that Chicago deep dish pizza. That's
not keto.
That's how I'm motivated. Well, see, here's my plan. All right. I was thinking about breaking my fast. Well, I'm on keto right now, trying to lose weight, and I am down. I am down, a decent amount of weight.
30 pounds.
But when you are a big boy like I am, you don't really notice as much. It took me 30 pounds to see any loss. And I have a special tool that I don't have right here right now, so I'm going to get that.
All right. Goodness, we've got some fun, talkative people tonight, and I love it.
We've got a bunch of chatty cats.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. I'm glad. It helps. All right. Let's see. Kitty says, I need to learn that trick. Ty Moss, hello all. Cursing of the Corona yet? Well.
You know what? It's not really something to curse at, really. It's a thing. It's happening. It's like the sunset or sunrise. It happens. So. Cursing it won't do any good. You just move on and do what you can.
Where do you order your horns from?
I made them. Now, I do order horns from a company called Elope, which I like their horns very much. These masks I plan on doing. Cheney, we don't bark in the house. We don't bark inside. We bark outside, remember?
What is it?
Cheney, we've had this talk. We bark outside, no inside, no bark. Thank you. Especially at nothing.
He wants your attention.
You have a reason, that's fine.
He wants your attention. Okay.
For the record, when I speak like that, he does listen.
He does. He wants your attention.
He's very much listening.
Horns, you're talking about Elope.
Oh yeah, I buy horns from Elope. But these horns I happen to make. So, yes. I'm making them.
Line Cook Thor 2006. Yes, they are on the Stillpiece website in the store under swag. We have
You
them
can get them anytime.
3 colors. Hey, Carol, I looked up the glue gun you used. What sets it apart from the much cheaper craft glue guns?
Okay. What it boils down to is heat up time, how long it takes. Let me get back on camera, then I'll talk a little more about it. What it boils down to is heat up time and how much time you wait. I'm not a patient man, so I don't like to wait for glue to heat up. And most glue guns, you squeeze them 2 or 3 times, it's out of heat. You have to wait for it to get hot again, enough to melt the glue stick a little more, and then then it works okay. But I don't want that. What I have
It is pouring outside.
is a tiny loop tool that I use to go into that hole and pull them through.
Demetrius Smith, hey, in the future I'm going to come out with dog treats. When I do, can I send you some? Dog treats? Sure.
Yes, you can send dog treats.
Say hello to Ed Roberts.
Ed Roberts, hey buddy.
He says, hello, friend. Ezekiel, end of May, so I can do a double header. Haha. For transfer.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, hopefully you'll be able to fly and all that and stuff then.
Say hi to Connie.
Hi, Connie.
Connie and Ken Lockhart are making some awesome masks.
Yeah, you guys are killing it.
Look them up on Lockhart on Facebook.
You know what we should do one year? One year we should do like a Monster Camp showcase at Transworld, where people who've gone to Monster Camp and made masks, I could just do a couple shelves of their masks.
Oh my God.
So that people could see, what they're making.
Well,
'Cause
show them
a
what
lot of
they
them are
made
killing it, man.
Who've never done this before.
Yeah.
Then we'd be hammered with Monster Camp. Let's see. Chad says, gotta do the deep dish. Yes.
Oh yes.
Sick Dreams FX. My cousin is trying keto.
It works for me, but I really like meat and cheese, so that's good. Not something I'm gonna really get sick of.
Man, I wish I had a shop like yours.
You know what? I wish I kept my shop cleaner. And it doesn't matter what size shop you have, you're gonna find a way to fill it with crap. That's just how it goes.
EVA Foam Envy.
She saw me open the door.
Oh.
Yes. That is all leftover shrapnel from the laser cutter, from cutting out helmets and cutting out boot parts and gloves and all kinds of things.
Ty Moss says, live and let live.
Live and
Alan
let
Hirsch says,
live.
this is now my own life. Thanks to you both.
Who is that?
Alan Hirsch.
Oh.
Cobwebs and candlesticks. I've decided that the haunt world is severely lacking in cool locks. I'm building cool locks to mold. Great idea. Here, kitty. It's kitty.
Yeah. Where are they? There we go. Now what's happening is I'm putting hot glue in this socket with the wire and stuff in order to hold the LED in the place that I want.
Oh! Sorry, buddy. I didn't know you were in there. Jones was in there.
When he heard us talking, and he's like, hey, they can let me out.
Okay.
That'll be awesome.
Okay. I got you. I got you.
Probably set both of these at the same time. Now, the LEDs are pretty directional. So what happens is,
You see me walk by with a cat.
and I'm on 400 degrees. Let's turn that right down.
Linda Forbes, hi.
Hello,
Lockhart, thanks
Linda.
for the playing card mold wall info. Working on our first full head.
Oh, sweet, fancy.
Great job.
Yeah, Lobster Boy with Sound. Back when I was great at naming my videos, is the name of that video that is being referenced. And then I just used some dots of hot glue to hold down the wire kind of close to the head. I'm going to run it all back here to this little battery holder that's on the back of the mask.
Okay. Connie says, we are making more room in our shop because we've been making so much we are running out of room.
It happens.
Awesome problem to have.
No matter what you do, whatever space you have, you will fill it.
Which one is it? What is it?
Honey, he's been doing this as much as Doyle lately.
Oh, he's been in the shop more.
Coming in the shop.
Okay. Let's see. Will the Krampus be on stilts?
That's always an option. Anything I do can be on stilts because that's just who I am as a person. But right now, these guys for the price of $450 will not be on stilts.
Tuning in from the sticks at my folks' place. Stacy, hi.
Hey!
All right, Sick Dreams FX. Hey, Alan, have you demonstrated a removable jaw mask? If you have, what's the name of the video? Thank you, sir.
If you just, okay, I have several videos on sculpting a werewolf, and I talk about that, and I have several videos of me just demoing my werewolf mask, and in those is where you'll see exactly how it works. I also have a video called Khajiit. I think that's K-H-A-J-I-T, Khajiit. And that is a character from Skyrim, and I made a moving jaw mask of that, and I kind of give a demo of that. But it's very easy. It's two masks, kind of. One is underneath of the other, and the underneath one is just the chin. And it's got a strap that goes over your head and a strap that goes back behind your head. If you only use one of those straps, it would fall off. So you have to use both straps. One under your chin, and one behind your head and one over your head. Both of those are necessary.
Okay, we just got hit with some spam, and I just blocked them.
Spam?
Wait, I just blocked the hell out of them.
What were they spamming? What were they saying?
Coronavirus updates. Nope,
Wow.
not here.
Who was that?
It's called YT Prawn. I don't know. Chicago is home of the thin crust pizza. Most tourists come for the pizza pie, the deep dish. It's delicious.
That's the good one. That's the one I want. I don't want no thin
says
pizza.
the movable jaw video was the Khajiit.
Yes, that is one. That's the one that really pissed off Rallis Khan.
Do you have your stilts on your website? Yes, Mary, we do.
We do. We have stilts on the website, absolutely.
Lord knows we have plenty of them now.
Yeah.
Let's see, have you ever used debonder to remove super glue from a prop that calls for super glue to create a cleaner glue look?
No. I have not. I have not used anything called debonder. Sure, it works. I'm sure it's very effective, but I just haven't done it. So all the time, I'm making changes and updates and doing things. And one of the changes that I have done recently is with these Krampus masks. I molded a battery holder. So that 9-volt battery holder, it'll slip right down in there, and it'll hold it snugly. Hashtag snugly.
Cool hats. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I blocked him. I didn't know you could do that, but I figured that one out pretty fast.
Yeah, normally Scott Colhart or Michael is on, and they do blocking for me. So my my wife is kind of in my spot where I normally work, so I am working a little bit hung off of the table. Eventually, one of my dogs will try to grab a soldering iron.
Oh.
And they will learn an important lesson that day. Don't touch my things.
Well, now you have time. Do you find yourself putting things off because there is no rush to get things done for Transworld?
Well, you can see that I'm in the shop right now, so I'm going to say no. Did I take a day? I took a day.
The puppies are snuggling.
I am finding the weirdest thing for me, and this won't necessarily be true for everybody, but it might be true for some. My life is set up as before Transworld, I have to do this. And post Transworld, I'm going to do this, this, and this. So that's how I run my life. And I haven't had a Transworld. And it's weird. And not only did I just not go for some reason, which I haven't done in forever.
Last Transworld you missed was 2007.
I missed 2007 for some reason. Why did I miss 2007?
I don't.
Yeah, I'm sure there was a good reason. But yeah.
Halloween waits for no man. Awesome work. Hey, Alan. The Weird Kids show is on. Say hi to Rick. We'll see you next month, Weird Kid.
We will.
Look at those horns. You guys have a good night, but I gotta go to my birthday dinner. That's Chad who's coming to.
Okay.
So happy birthday. Have a great dinner. We'll see you next month.
Wiring up LEDs is pretty easy. Like, to make you think it's difficult. And it took a lot of time for me to learn this. But not so much. Most of what you guys are watching is me strip wires. Will the Krampus be on sticks? He will not. But it's an option. And, you know, of course I can have a still Krampus. So what I do is I twist up the wires together. I stick them into the hot glue gun, and then I squeeze the glue gun as I pull it off, and basically I'm recoating the wire in plastic.
Kenny says, Alan's stripping. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Now, I have committed a cardinal sin in doing this. At no point yet have I checked my wiring on these LEDs. I haven't checked to make sure that they work. I haven't checked to make sure they're both the same color. Stan, who you see in here sometimes, he has wired up a whole one just like this with one blue eye and one red eye. All it was a police Krampus.
Do you enjoy fans sending pictures of their work?
Oh, absolutely. I enjoy seeing all monsters.
Especially once they create.
Yeah, especially once they make. That's very cool. It makes you feel like a monster uncle sometimes. A mask uncle. Wife, are those eyes lit up?
Yes, they're beautiful.
Sweet.
What's the weather like in Texas come April?
It's pretty nice. I mean,
we can, weird kid, we can bring a hoodie
could be 100.
and short sleeve shirt.
Could be 60.
We've had snow in April. We've had it 90 degrees. There really is no way of knowing. We have heaters and air conditioning in the shop, so one way or another we'll be good to go.
Yeah, we're very comfortable.
But layer a t-shirt and a hoodie, you'll be good to go. Newman Brown. I have a big noggin, so some masks are really tight. Do you have any recommendation for us pumpkin heads?
I too am a pumpkin head. I have a large head. Most of my heads I make on my full heads like this. I make on my head form. I mean, you can see I'm a bigger guy. I got, I'm fat, so I got a big head too, and I have just a large head to begin with. So here we have a Krampus with red eyes. And I have my glue gun down nice and cool. It's on the coolest setting, which is 220. And I'm going to use it to build up a little area in front of that LED, which is going to diffuse that light a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit.
It snowed all day today, cobwebs and candlesticks. Where are you?
Holy moly.
Larry Hughes, you are the monster godfather.
Well, definitely Godfather shape.
Linda says, yes, that's what I was trying to say. All of a sudden, my time schedule is out of whack. I catch myself saying after transfer, then it hits me. Just as well get it done now.
That's right.
Weird Kid says, I'm sitting outside in shorts and a t-shirt right now. Sorry, guys.
Where are you?
It's pretty comfortable here.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's raining outside right now, but...
Yeah, we got a rainy day.
Honey, would you take that away from Boris? He can't have that. Sold it out of a box.
Boris, you're a mess tonight. No. No. It's not for you. I'm sorry. It's not for you.
If the hot glue is cool enough, you can almost kind of build it up like a 3D printer, Just run a line on top of itself.
I'm sitting on my computer keys and just close it. Oh my gosh, these animals.
See, now those are a little more diffused, those eyes. And you get, now before when you were looking at it, I don't know if you noticed, but you didn't have a hot spot the whole time. Now, no matter how I move it, you still have that bright area.
You answer the question about big pens?
Yes, I have a giant melon. You asked it. Okay, so that is done. Them eyes are red, yo. Let's do the next one. And here's how the battery package in the back looks.
Weird Kid is in Florida.
Right there's that battery.
Ezekiel says t-shirts and shorts down here too.
No,
Well, we'll be in them soon, dude.
Yeah.
Spook Shack SPFX. I lived in Freeport when I was a kid. The first winter I could go around without a coat. It's always interesting to see what people think.
So I'm going to do these Krampuses in some different color hair. Like they're not all going to be the same color hair. I'll do a black one, a white one, and a brown one. Because I have fursuits to match.
You're a kid. I have to bail, guys. Have a good night.
See ya, homie.
My auntie lived in Gainesville, but I haven't been down in years.
I like the word auntie.
Auntie.
Who said that?
Cobwebs and candlesticks.
Where'd you say you were from that it's snowing right now? Did he say, honey?
Indiana. That's right. Beth Spiker with Stillwell Manor is a mail carrier, and she showed a picture of that it was snowing like crazy today. And
That
yet their haunt
sucks.
is open.
I use a soldering iron to poke a hole through the latex. It's pretty easy and pretty clean when you do it that way.
Good to see you guys are doing well. Maestro K, thank you.
We are doing fine.
We're fine.
We're pressing on.
Onward. Cobwebs and Candlesticks says it'll be cold here till. Sal Curlio. Hello from Paleface Studios. Hey, we've been talking to you on Instagram. Thank you guys for all the help.
No problem.
Line Cook says, no snow here in Michigan, just a little cool. Wow. Linda Forbes, so do each of those boxes have a single costume, or are there several parts to different costumes in each box?
You nosy, Linda. You nosy.
She watches everything.
Each one of those is a different costume. And they will be revealed Tuesday.
Ezekiel says it's snowing here. Polystyrene outside with the kids making columns and coffins. If you could see me now.
That's awesome.
Oh, Newman Brown says turkeys are gobbling and Easter lilies are up here in West Virginia. Art Lady Blunser, hello. Howdy, you're there. Alan and Miss Shannon.
Hello.
Hello. What's your favorite part of monster making? Sculpting? Painting?
I'm not the best painter in the world. Like, I get by, but I'm not amazing. I would probably say sculpting is my favorite.
Where would you hide the battery pack if you turned that into a devil mask instead with no hair?
I would just run it down lower, and I'd put it right here so that the back of the shirt covers it.
I was going to ask Tuesday how Tuesday will work.
We're doing a live video, and it's just like you were at the big TW, and Boris, no.
What do you do?
No. Thank you. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. I had to chastise him. He was chewing on something he shouldn't. I said no, and he stopped.
Good boy.
That's a good boy. Thank you for respecting my things.
Linda
Don't
was asking
he's,
how Tuesday work.
as soon as I said that, he bit the horn of the Krampus. Because he has comedic timing. How will Tuesday work? Well, Tuesday is going to be just like you were at the big TW and you were taking a tour of my booth. Because what I do a lot of the time is, we'll bring them in and we'll say, okay, this is, these are our staple items, check them out. And then let's go over here. Here's the new stuff. This is new this year. This was new last year, but now it's in a different color. And we're going to give the tour just like that. Pulling out all the items so you guys can see the items. And my wife will have them on the website probably.
Mm-hmm. No, they'll be up.
Yeah, she says they'll be up.
They'll be there.
She says, oh yes.
I will work on it all weekend. They'll be there.
Oh yes, they will.
And all you have to do is go on the website and you can see. And if it's ready to ship, it'll show how many are ready to ship. But then if it's not ready to ship, we're just going to do a custom. You can just ask for an order. So we are taking orders.
Yeah, so there are things that are ready to ship, and there are
Yes.
things that are made to order.
And then we're just, but it's just gonna, it'll just be either ready to ship, or if there's not here in stock because someone already bought it, then we will do it an order just like we did in the booth. But you're gonna get a demo, and all the crew will be here, and they're gonna be ridiculous, just like you expect them to be. It's gonna be fun. We'll show you all the stuff we made that we didn't get to bring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Edie, what in the world are you doing? I PM'd you about the witch's mask.
Okay. Yes, I remember that, and I will get to you. I swear it. What you got?
Piece of pipe.
Pipe?
Some kind of piece of pipe. That you've got laying there on the floor. See it?
Dogs.
Pipe. He wants to chew it.
Them dogs, yo.
Linda says, sounds fun. It's going to be fun.
It should be fun.
It's going to be fun. We're also going to have special guest effects to go. Our friend Jake.
He used to work in our booth, and then he grew up and got his own company.
And he's
went
always
off to college.
right next to us.
He's normally in the booth next to us, so he's going to come over.
Have accessories, hats, and jewelry, and that are all haunt related, very cool. And then the beautiful haunted headdresses that our friend Stacy is making. They are spectacular.
They're all right, I guess.
Okay, whatever.
They're pretty awesome.
Edie says
Definitely,
it's 84 where she is. And
Icon
AC's
character
running.
stuff. What was the second part of what she said?
The AC's running like crazy.
Hmm.
Ezekiel says, just like Transworld, but we aren't scoffing down some burnt ends of sugar fire. Why
That is the
did you
bad
find
part.
it necessary to say that?
Why do you hurt my heart
That
so?
really hurts me. Do you guys ever make it down to California for any of the expos down this way?
We have in the past, actually, yes. We did Scare LA a couple times. We did
Midsummer Scream.
Midsummer. We went to those.
And we trained there too. We trained in Sacramento.
Yeah, yes, we train haunted houses out there too. This year, I don't think we have any in California.
Most vendors are doing sales this coming week, which is very cool. Can we place orders for pickup or at Transworld or MHC?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. You know what, Ezekiel, if you're going to be at MHC and you buy something, you know, I'm gonna need to know that it's you, which I'll know, and send me a message. Send at stillbestudios@gmail.com and let us know that this is to pick up, or put it on your order that it's to pick up. That we're not, and I'll refund your shipping.
We won't charge you $800 to ship it to Australia.
Because that way I know that you're coming to.
Well, shipping should be going down because gas is cheap right now.
It's coming to MHC, and we're playing this by ears, guys. We don't know how this is going to go this month. We're going to do this.
Maybe by the time we announce, or we do our live, Transworld will announce its new date.
Or things will settle and we know what the dates are, and then MHC, what happens.
Yeah.
What time on Tuesday? 6 Central Time.
We're starting at 6 p.m.
That is Central Time. We are in Texas. Jimmy Carroll. Have a good evening. Have a good everyone, and hope you guys have a great Sunday. Sick Breeze FX. Kurt Matthias says, glad I got my books.
Honey, can you come and talk to them for a second?
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to find something.
Okay. Hi. Hi, boy. I'm gonna make some decisions. Come here, babe. Here, man. Oh my gosh. Oh. I know you guys never see me. Hi. I have a 50-pound dog in my arms. 50-pound dog. So, this is Boris. Just telling you guys about, I love you too, about how Tuesday is going to work. Just make sure that we'll have the website up. And guys, if what you're looking for sells out, you know, we take orders just like we do on the website. And we're just going to wing it. It's going to be fun. The whole crew is going to be here. It's going to be very silly. And we're going to have fun, because I think that's kind of what's lacking right now is some fun. We've had a hard time with this, like everybody has, and we want to lighten it up. And a lot of the vendors are doing this too. They're doing showcases. They're doing, that sort of thing. So it's going to be a good time. So we're going to have fun. Boris says he loves you. Look at his Halloween collar. He's awesome. And here we go. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
There you go. Okay, I could not find what I was looking. I have a little like wire stripper that's awesome, and I can't find it. Steve Cosi recommended it. Koshi.
Steve, I know Sal. I see Steve Koshi.
No, he recommended the wire stripper. That's
Oh.
what I was saying to me. It's great.
Sal, what I proposed to Madame Paleface at Midsummer Scream last year at the after party.
Oh.
We have our first larger scale booth there this year. Super excited. We liked that show. That was a fun show. Midsummer Scream. We had a good time at it. It was a really good show.
Yes.
Ezekiel says, awesome. I'll be at both whatever they do. Transworld or MHC.
Really? That'd be good to see you.
Everybody likes Boris. I feel bad for the guy who sent all his products to St. Louis already, and the shit was outrageous. He was so upset.
Most people did that. I mean, yeah, that wasn't a lot of warning. It was enough warning to stop those who were driving out. Can't help everybody, but he is getting some of his money back.
Ezekiel. Hi Shannon, my daughters want to know all the cats and dogs' names, if you don't mind. Honey, will you tell the names of the cats?
We have 4 cats. We have
You can show one of them right here.
we have Tuxedo, who is a black and white tuxedo kitty.
He's 9.
He is 9 years old. He is our eldest cat. We have Doyle, who is a tabby tuxedo, is what they're called, because he has tabby markings. You guys have probably seen Doyle on the video before. He's a gray and white kitty. And then we have Jonesy, who is an orange kitty, who is asleep over here
Jonesy's in here with us now. He was
in the
named,
room with us.
And who is he named after?
Jones is named after the orange kitty on the movie Aliens. And then we have Jenkins, who is our black kitty girl, and she is named after Leroy Jenkins. If you don't know who Leroy Jenkins is, look him up. And the nature of how we got Jenkins is what made us name her that.
Puppies' names?
And then we have 3 puppies who are Great Pyrenees and Springer Spaniel mixes. And their names are Bella, Boris, and Cheney. Named after Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, and Lon Chaney. So that is our pets.
I'm going to turn the camera on, Jonesy, real quick,
Okay?
This guy.
Yeah, they don't want to learn this wiring. It's not what they're here for.
So you guys can see, here are the puppies. Over here in their corner, they're falling asleep,
Finally
thank
calm
God.
down.
And over here is Jonesy has crashed on some fur, some scrap fur. It's not going on a costume for you people who are allergic, and he's passed out. And over here, the pups are passing out, thank the Lord. And so we are now have a modicum of peace.
Oh, modicum.
Ah, parenthood. There you go. Can you see? Are we good?
Yeah, I'll fix it.
Okay. Okay, Ezekiel, that's for your little girl.
Yes.
Okay. Andy Newman, hi Andy, says, oh my God, I can't wait to meet the puppies. You will love them. They are ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
50 pounds of puppies. Actually, cobwebs and candlesticks, if you put it all together, it's almost 150 pounds.
Right.
Linda Forbes, when wiring those light, is there a positive and negative that needs to be taken into consideration?
Yes. And the way that is done, the way I do it, is I always buy the speaker wire Trying to get it to focus, but you can't see. Anyway, it's the clear speaker wire that you can see the copper and you can see the steel on it. Okay, that's the kind that I always get. You can see the copper side and the steel side. And the LEDs, let me grab an LED real quick. I got some over here. Here's an LED. I buy pre-wired LEDs that have a black wire and a red wire. The battery casing, the battery attachment, has a black wire and a red wire. Copper is kind of red, so I put all the coppers to the red ones, and everything else goes to the black one. So that's how I wire up. It's that easy. As long as you do that, your eyes should light up, no problem. Oh, and one is not lit. That's what I get for not checking. Okay. Hey, wife. Is this? I don't know. This one. I thought this one was the one that wasn't doing so good. So what I have to check now is if it's the LED or if it's the connection. If it's the LED, it won't light up at all when I put a battery on it. Let's go have a battery. Yeah, you can ask comments away.
Says I feel bad for all you guys, but keep your head up. This too shall pass.
Oh, absolutely. I'll be fine.
That was line 4, 2006.
I'll discover. I mean, I learned something today. Very helpful, very useful. Now, let's see how we do on making this guy light up.
What'd you learn to do?
Can't share it yet. Is this eye lighting up?
No. No.
How about now?
No.
How about now?
Yes.
It was not, it was the connection. It was not the LED. That's good. I was having some fiddly trouble with that LED.
Thanks, Line Cook. That's very sweet of. It's been a challenge, but we're gonna be okay. Hashtag, it's gonna be all right.
Everything gonna be Irie.
Cobwebs and Candlesticks says Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins!
Oh, no,
That was me.
it's okay.
I made too much noise for my cat.
It's okay.
He will have none of my shenanigans.
I will explain the Leroy Jenkins story later. Having a little late night pizza, Alan provides the show. Ezekiel says, daughter is wondering if she can come live with you. Ha ha, animal lover. Bring her to your mouse. Bring her when you come to Monster Camp, dude. Bring her with you. She can help me with the pet wrangling. So fun to be around like-minded people at Transworld. The level of talent is amazing.
Yes.
How are you tonight?
I'm doing fine.
Red from both eyes together to red on battery. Sorry, not real swift on electricity. Yeah, we got it.
Yep, just keep reds. Yeah, keep all copper is red, so I use the wire where you have You know, the red copper is visible, and I just keep all my reds together. All right, do this again. These are better strips. Like I say, that's why one of those good wire strippers. Sometimes you just don't get a good strip on your wire, and that won't affect. And sometimes I can't see what I'm doing because my eyes are going because I'm older. Do I have glasses? No. I have mad scientist goggles. Cover me. I'm going in. Oh wow, I can see everything. This is like if an ant farted, I could see the cloud of dust.
Look at me. Oh, you're so-
Okay. And you can bet I don't have to test it because it's already hooked up to the battery.
Where do you get your hair for your masks? I'm going to make a Chewbacca mask and want to get hair like what you use.
Wig store. Who's making Chewbacca masks?
Stacy Birch.
I go to wig stores. Go to the Koreanist, wiggiest store in the. Don't take this wrong. The closer to the ghetto you go, the better the wig store is going to be. As far as having the kind of hair that we want. La, you can see we now have. These are pretty Krampus eyes. Now that they're both lit up, now I will glue them in. Again.
Dr. Allen, Monsters MD. Have some of those goggles.
I like them goggles, yo. These are very helpful for my
Those are
eyes.
jeweler goggles.
They're
That's
just,
what jewelers use.
they're just detail work, yeah. Jewelers use them. If you are hot gluing your things together, don't hold it down with your fingers like I do. I don't have a lot of feeling in my fingers anymore because I touch a lot of hot glue. All right. And also remember, it is set to the coolest setting. It's only 220. That's barely boiling. And now that connection is done. The package is all pretty. And the
Even more
battery
so
is.
if you are soldering them together.
What's that?
It says even more so if you are soldering them together.
Yeah, don't touch it with your finger if you're soldering it. You don't really need to solder the connection here because the way I have it set up, there's zero stress on it. And now that all the wires are all right here, they all get a zip tie. And that's one of those things that I do to keep the stress off of the wires. This will stop at the zip tie and not pull through and pull on those wires. And I also like having all the wiring exposed up here in the back so that repairs are easy down the road. Something is going to happen. I mean, you're talking about tiny wires. A thick wire would be uncomfortable for the actor as well as draining on the battery. So, you know, but this isn't going to last forever like this. Actors, they could tear up an anvil with a rubber mallet. That's how most haunt actors are. So, you know, but this way, all the wires are exposed. It's a very easy fix for people who do that kind of thing. And now I have to build up the eyeballs. But I just want to make sure these are as straight on as possible. And I actually, I bend them straight on. If I knew it was a stilt costume, I'd bend them down just a little bit because he's going to be standing above people. So if someone gets right in front of him, I want these red eyes to be looking at them. I'm building up both here at the same time, and this liquid glue does such a good job of grabbing and refracting that light.
Okay, the hand with the dead possum hanging out of the box.
It's not important.
That's Linda.
It's not important. Don't worry about that.
Linda likes to look in the background of what is going on.
She's a snooper.
She wants to see what's happening. You've got interesting things in the background. It's only fair.
I guess.
Jacob Earl. Hi, Alan and Shannon.
Hello.
Hello. We party hard. We work in the shop. It's Saturday night. Nobody's out tonight.
Yeah, tonight this is like a viable option for things to do because there are a lot of home activities right now, which is good. You know, slow the spread of the virus down, and then our hospital system won't get overwhelmed. The reason why Italy is having to choose who lives and who dies is because they never slowed the threat of the virus. They never slowed its spread. And yes, it has a 3% lethality rate, but it's 10 times easier to catch than the flu, and it is 10 times as lethal as the flu. So, I mean, that's a biggie. Now, how many is that? Experts are saying that about between 60 and 70% of the population will catch it. In 90% of cases, it's mild. And they're really, you don't need hospitalization. You just take care of it at home, you're fine. Over-the-counter medicine even. In 90% of cases. Well, that leaves 10%. How many people is 10% of 60% of the population? That's a lot of people. And one of our biggest hospitals in the area, they have, you know, a limited number of facilities to take care of people with that kind of a respiratory issue. So, yeah. And so the whole reason this social distancing is happening, why they're canceling events, why they're asking us to stay home pretty much, is to slow the spread. Because if that 60% happens over the course, you know, over a long time, then we'll be able to treat everybody. If it doesn't happen, if it all happens all at once, then we have to choose who lives and who dies. And we don't want that. I did not mean to give a lesson on the coronavirus, but boy, have I had to learn about it in the past. You know, I had to make a decision to close my show. The Dark Hour Haunted House, we had I felt it was morally irresponsible to open up. Because I want to protect people and slow the spread of that virus. Here's the good news. We're almost done with wiring. This is the last one I'm going to wire. No comments, wife?
Well, says, agreeing with you.
Probably bummed everybody out.
Have you tried to get toilet paper lately?
No. I have a power washer out back.
Oh my god.
Does a good job. Clean as a whistle.
There's nothing wrong with being safe. Cobweb says, luckily I had 50 plus rolls of acid. We were already set.
We were stocked,
When
so.
you live in the country, you stock. We tend to stock because we're so far away from everything. We'd be going to the new Trans World this year.
I believe so. There is always a chance that it's going to get scheduled at a time when I just cannot do it. But I always try to go. And you know what? What I'll do is I'll make sure I go. I'm due to teach classes
Unless
there.
it's a monster camp weekend.
If it's a monster camp weekend, then I cannot do it. Because I've already got monster camp scheduled. If it is, and I'm not going to let those people down. If it is any other time where like that, then what I'll have to do is maybe I can't vend, but I'll go and I'll teach and whatnot. So we'll see what happens.
I am thinking Matt Groening is a time traveler. Look how many times he's gotten The Simpsons and real life correct.
Well, yeah.
Our MHC booth is going to be pretty fat.
Yeah, well, plenty of stuff at MHC.
Lord help. It's going to be rich.
Yeah, because if Transworld is in May, there's a chance then that we couldn't do it because there's one weekend in May. Wait, 2 weekends in May that were already scheduled, right?
You have Monster Camp coming up.
Right.
And you also have Texas Fright Camp. That's the first weekend of May.
I don't have to do Texas Frightmare. I get someone else to do that. That's a dark hour event.
Boy, it's pouring this
It is. How long is that going to be sustained?
the next 5 days. We are flooded out on the
Alexa, what's the weather like today?
In Mesquite, it's 56 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies. Tonight, you can look for rainy weather, with a low of 53 degrees. By the way, I can notify you about severe weather alerts for your area. Would you like me to do that?
Sure.
Okay, I'll notify you when there is a weather alert for Mesquite.
Thanks.
To turn this off, ask me to cancel severe weather alerts.
Okay. Anybody else get told what their weather was like by their Alexa? Alexa, where's my stuff?
Hey, Zach Rhodes. Love you
A
guys.
shipment for Alan's order, placed yesterday, should arrive tomorrow. This contains keto snacks.
You ordered
I
what?
did. Keto chocolate bars.
Where'd you order those from?
Amazon. Was necessary.
Zach Rhodes. Hi, Zach. Love you guys.
Zach!
Paul and I are taking custody of Rue next weekend. What are you doing?
Wait,
What? We need Rue.
next weekend?
Can't have Rue.
I guess.
Next weekend will be a Scarborough weekend, won't
No. Next weekend would be TW.
it? So what's it gonna be?
Yeah, I'll be at the
Scarborough.
working on the Monster Museum, getting that ready.
At least setting up what you got.
Probably I'll go live one night next week. Maybe next weekend. Because I got some figures from Distortions. And they need a little bit of work for me to put them in my monster museum. Like they have modern clothes and things, I gotta change that. I didn't like the hair of the Wolfman, so I ripped his hair off. Frankenstein, his arms are too short. He needs longer arms.
Maybe this spring you could do a walkthrough of the Monster Museum live.
Oh, that'd be a good idea. Well, no, I can't do it live. Wi-Fi's too bad.
Oh, just do a video.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Good to hear from you, Zach.
It is good to hear
We'll
from
see you at THC.
Huzzah! Yeah. That's like the fourth one you've mentioned to me.
Oh.
Yeah, tonight I'm just live making monsters like normal. And oddly, I'm still getting ready for Transworld, just like I would be. It's going to be a little later. All right. This has a loop in it, on the end of it. I put it in through the hole I made. So latex will stretch around it. And then I put the end of the wire into that loop. And then I just pull the end of that wire through, and it's a lot easier than trying to push the wire through itself. Kind of like a needle threader, you know? Inside the mask, we'll just put a little bit of tape in there and hold those wires to the inside of the mask. Like a good sports tape, that's what I normally use. Or Gorilla tape, that works really well too.
Warren.
Warren!
Warren says, would love to see a tour of the Monster Museum.
That'll happen, bud. That'll happen.
Zach says, we are quarantining ourselves in the wilderness as well. Probably playing with heavy machinery, bobcats and brush cleaner. We miss you.
Heck yeah.
We'll see you soon, buddy.
I miss driving a Bobcat. When I worked at a haunt that had a big property, I got to play the Bobcat.
So I'll bring you more plants. Don't tell Alan. Thanks, Zach. Thank you, Zach. Zach understands my plant problem. Edie, I'm hoping I can get vouchers for the planes. I still have a room, so that's great. Just need Transworld to get up and running.
Yeah, just got to figure out when is the kicker. When will TW happen? That's the biggie. I'll tell you what, though, the moment they announce, book your new hotel room, because there's going to be a lot of people trying to get rooms at that point in time. Now this one does not have a battery pack yet. I'm done messing with the inside of the mask, pretty much. And I haven't tested these eyes, but I haven't wired them up either.
I'm thinking of doing a Facebook Live to connect with all those who I didn't get to see at Transport.
Who's that?
Hall Stuff's animatronic workshop.
Hey, cool.
He
Yeah.
says, hoping I get vouchers for the planes. We'll have a room. Okay, she said that. Larry Hughes says, great idea. Would love to see the monsters. Linda says, those wires are coming out. Where on the mask, and how do you decide where they are exposed?
Okay. I decide where they come out on the mask based off of what's going to be the most comfortable for the actor. I want as little wire inside of there as possible. I have it come right here is the LED. Look, it pops out right here. I'm going to put hair over that, and I'm going to cover that anyway with hair, so I know that that's going to be hidden there. And then they come around up under the horn to here, and I bring them right to the back, right there.
I haven't canceled my flight yet, hoping to save a few bucks and reschedule it instead of canceling and rebooking.
Yeah, do you have a limit on when you reschedule for?
Edie says, good, I have a friend who says I can stay with her. So,
Correct.
talking about still trying to make it. That's great.
I gotta get hotel rooms because I don't have any friends.
Always pays to have a nice person. She always has a room for me too.
Next time, tell her you're bringing a buddy.
And 3 puppies.
Yeah. One of our more adventurous cats.
Jenkins.
This is one of my little battery holders. This one had not gotten put on yet. Okay. Contact cement. Let's talk about cement, how you use contact cement. I'm not putting these together. You saw I put contact cement on there, I have contact cement on this. I don't want them to touch right now, because right now they're both still wet. I'm going to actually let this set for a bit. I'll put this away, and then when they're both dry, I'm going to put them together, and that'll be a nice permanent bond. I found a pair of wire strippers, but not my good ones. Such is the problem when multiple people are in your shop.
Do you have resistors on each LED?
Yes, but I purchased them pre-wired. They are a little bit more. They're right about 50 cents a piece for the LED already wired with the resistor on it and all shrink wrapped up with pigtails. So that is how I get them because I don't want to do the work of soldering on a resistor. Would that save me a little bit of time? Would it save me money? Yes. The amount that it would save me per mask, let's just pretend it's $2. It's not $2. Let's pretend it's still worth it because the time it would take me to solder on the resistors, even if I had to set up and whatnot, let's just say 5-10 minutes. That 10 minutes is worth $2 to me to buy it pre-done. It all depends on how much control you want. I don't need that much control on a good, consistent product, and that's why I buy mine pre-wired from Lighthouse LEDs. Lighthouse LEDs in, I think they're in Oregon or Washington State, one of those two.
You and Shannon can stay with me anytime. Thanks, Edie. She would love your family. Thank you very much. It's very sweet. We got rooms and boats and fishing lures ready when you come down under.
Woohoo! Anybody asking? It looks like this wire. Nobody looks. I gotta put my thing down. It looks like this wire is 22 gauge. Or at least the 22 setting is stripping it cleanly.
This kitty.
I could not do it while holding it up. Sorry, guys. I have to remember to wire, test, then glue. The wires right now are protected by thermoplastic. Like there's bare wire, and then when they make this, they dip it in liquid plastic, and that's how it becomes a coated wire.
Psycho X-Man. Hey, John.
When I use the hot glue to recoat it, basically I'm putting it back in a sheet, which is kind of the same thing you do when you heat shrink it.
Say hi to Psycho X-Man.
Hello, Psycho X-Man.
That's John.
Yeah. Today we're doing Lekematronics. Lekematronics.
Maestro K. I love these live streams so much.
Who said that?
Maestro K.
Aha.
Psycho X-Man. Those snaps. I've never done this.
Well, what I'm doing is I'm adding LEDs into a mask. So, what happened is, boy, these are really great. These have a very narrow depth of field, and everything else is mind-rottingly fuzzy. So what happens is, each LED is on the, it's poked through the inside of the mask. Then I poke the wire back out so it's not in there with the actor quite a bit. Comes out right at the temple, comes up here, I've glued it down. This is a zip tie. It takes the stress kind of off of this wire. If something snags this per se, this zip tie is going to keep it from ripping on this bundle. And now, let me show you what I'm doing. This is the two wires. And here you can kind of see, I use the type of wire that is speaker wire. It's 22 gauge speaker wire. And you can see the copper and you can see the steel, aluminum, whatever it is on the other side. I think it's steel. And when I wire up, the LED has a red wire. The battery holder has a red wire. Copper is a red metal. So I wire all those together. That way I have continuity through the whole thing. I always do that. And then the steel goes with the black off of the LED and the black off the battery holder. And then to make this connection, I've twisted all three of them up together. And I'm actually shoving them into the tip of the glue gun. See that? And what that is doing, now I squeeze as I pull it off, I have recoated that wire in thermoplastic. And that's, I mean, pretty solid. Is it soldered together? No, but I'm also going to zip tie this down to protect that connection. Don't do this with your fingers, so that will burn you.
Now that you have brought it up, does my speaker wire need to be the same gauge as what comes on the LED? Will difficult gauges cause problems?
No, different gauges are fine. I mean, even if you had like a copper rod, you could transfer the energy through that copper rod, no problem. But you are going to get voltage drop depending. So
The speaker wire is an extension between the pre-bought wire LEDs and the battery connection.
correct, exactly. Just because the pigtail that was on that light wasn't long enough to go all the way back here. Boy, I wish it was.
Say goodnight to Connie.
Good night, Connie.
Night, Connie. Psycho X-Men says you can shrink wrap it too.
You absolutely could. I could shrink wrap right over this. And right now, this is going to be dry. And I push it down here. Contact cement, you want to push it and give it a little bit of pressure. That's what makes it stick good. Oh, and I never tested it. Once again, I didn't test it. Fool. My wife can't tell me if they're on or not either because she's taking pictures of a cat. I'm
You're on.
sending your
fine.
applications for good help.
Oh, good luck. Oh my God, good luck. I wish you.
I look over, I'm like, honey, and then she's taking pictures of the cat. She's got like a toy in one hand, shaking it, taking pictures with her phone. She ain't looking at your comments. You're not important to her.
Oh my God, be quiet. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm gonna get you. Do you have to have LED sockets molded into the mask, or is it possible to add the LEDs at any mask?
It's possible to add them on any mask. The problem is, where do they go? Are they going to blind the actor, and will it be comfortable? Because a lot of times the issue is that the light just goes right in your eyes and the actor can't see anything. And that's not acceptable.
Twisted wire instead of hard wire? This is Psycho X-Man.
Well, it's,
Twisted wire instead of hard wire.
yes, this is twisted. Yes, this is braided wire.
What voltage are the LEDs in the battery?
They are 9-volt LEDs, and I use a 9-volt battery. So, yeah.
Psycho X-Man gave $5 for the cat.
For the
Thank
cat?
you, John. Show the cat. Come here.
It's going to show you too. This is Jonesy.
See Jonesy.
Jones.
There's Jones.
Jones.
Him's a good boy. He kicks alien butt.
And he likes pettins.
He does.
But who doesn't?
What's going on over here?
Okay. And while we're on animal time,
Go on. Make it happen.
take a look at puppers.
There goes. They're waking up. Oh no.
Cheney has to use the can, so he's going outside.
Good boy. $2. Psycho X-Man started.
And there's 2 napping puppies over there.
Twisted wire is more flexible. Solid wire is better if the connection is solid.
Yes. I'm kind of relying on that flexibility. And what I run into quite a bit is the LED is so long once you put that resistor on it, you know, where do you put that, you know? And so it's going to stick off the eye quite a bit. So I really like the masks that Well, I made them, so I ought to like them. But I like the masks that have the socket built in because that gives me a place for everything. Bella, Boris, and Cheney are the puppies.
Hi,
Here,
Miss Shannon and
done. Put a little more blue on this.
Jonesy.
I put one more zip tie on this so that it's yank control.
Good boy.
So that when you pull this battery out of here, they're not yanking on that connection. Always zip tie on either side of your connections, and if you can, zip tie twice. I do these outside a lot, where I'll, like for a haunted house or whatever, because the 9 volts last so long. There was one spot, it was just too remote even to run speaker wire to, and so we had 5 sets of LEDs that were on 9 volts. And as long as you run, the wire is coming to the 9 volt battery, put a loop in it where it just hangs down and then goes back up to the battery, because rainwater will hit that line and it'll run right down to your battery or whatever your connector is. So even extension cords I do this with outside. You know, have that little dip in it, that loop, so that rainwater will come, go down, and it'll drip off the bottom. It won't run up the other side. So there's a tip for you. Now, I'm all wired up. I get to do the fun stuff. I get to paint.
Psycho Axe Band, $5. Oh, you got puppies.
Oh, I got puppies. Psycho, you are very kind and generous, sir. All right. So let's go over here.
What is this mask going to be?
This will be a Krampus.
Ezekiel's daughter says, hello, Gen Z.
Aha! Very good. Let me take this off now. I don't need it to paint. One day I might. Day is not... Oh, you know what? I was wrong. I did not do the build-up around his eyes. Let's hope, even though I've unplugged the glue gun, I have enough to do it. I have enough heat left over. And this is also protecting the LED, the connection, and all of that from the sweat of the actor, really. Inside of a mask is a very humid environment. I don't want that LED to be in there with the actor. Seems like no problem.
Great advice on the loop, sir. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, and these 9 volts, you know, if they're running 5 or 6 LEDs, it'll run them for 2 days straight. And we're set. Better.
What's the inside made of?
The inside of what?
What's the inside made out of? The inside of the horns or the mask?
Yeah, what is the inside of what made out of? This is a mask, so this is going to go on a person's head. You might mean here, that's just a wig head on there right now. And I can see perfectly fine. But in every single picture, you don't see my eyes at all. You just see the red of the eye. Now you can see them.
Okay, that's flawless. Such an amazing sculpt. And the finish is insane.
But we're about to paint it and have the fun part. We're about to get the paintings. Okay. Mostly I start with brushes first. I'm going to grab myself a brush.
Puppy's hair? Are the puppies asleep?
They appear to be down.
That isn't painted? Wow, looks perfect as is.
No, it needs some love. It has a base down on it, but it does not have all of its detail yet.
Are the horns made out of foam?
The horns are made out of EVA foam, absolutely. This is a pattern that I made, and because on these horns I need them all to be the same, because this is a costume that people can order. Most of the time I will make the horns up for each mask. My big Krampus mask off of this are $250, because I put bigger horns on them, and maybe they'll have 4 horns or something like that. But my deluxe masks, these guys are going to be part of a costume. I'm just very excited about them.
How many set can you run off of a single battery pack?
I have done 10 LEDs off of one 9-volt battery. All of these draw 20 milliamps. I don't know exactly what that means, but I normally do. They run 20 milliamps.
No EVA foam on the inside of the mask?
No foam on the inside. Not for me. I mean, I have a big head, so I fill this mask out pretty good. If your head is smaller, you might want to put some foam in there just as a buffer, as a filler. So now we're getting a little bit more of a...
Yes, Psycho X was asking to bulk it up, the EVA foam on the inside of the mask.
No, and if I did that, I would probably use upholstery foam. EVA foam is not that soft, and the upholstery foam, what I don't like about it is it's sweat absorbent. It'll absorb your sweat. What I do like about it is it's soft and it kind of grabs your head really good. You ever try to drag something across upholstery foam? It's pretty grippy. So when you turn your head and stuff, if your head is smaller inside of a larger mask, it does help. And that's all that I'm painting of the face. I'm putting so much hair on this, and I know where all the hair is going to go. I'm just going to go down my line here and work on these masks. I'm going to swap out this Santa. I'll do the hair work on him later. And I'm probably only going to go maybe 30 more minutes tonight, because it's late. I've been in the shop all day. So I'll cut off definitely at 11. Maybe sooner, we'll see. But I want to get these guys ready to hair so that tomorrow I can just hair them. I'm trying to run my shop in a professional manner. So a lot of things that I have to do, I do it for consistency's sake. If you're just doing stuff for yourself, you don't necessarily have to be as consistent as if it's a product that you're selling. These are ones that I'm selling. And, I do a lot of one-off stuff to sell because I just, I like that. If you want to make me unhappy, say, Alan, make 70 of these. I don't like that. So back when I was doing my deranged masks, they were all one of a kind. A lot of my Krampuses, I can play with those and make them very different.
So I said $2, the same thing with HD sponges. A 9-volt battery can produce about 500 amp hours in an hour before done.
Is that Scott?
Now that is Hallstaff's animatronic workshop.
Oh, yeah. That is my fine California friend I was hoping to see. And Hallstaff there, he is to the Halloween electronic world, kind of what I am to the mask, you know what I mean? I'm kind of an art mask guy, and Hallstaff is an electronics guru. When I wanted to get a soldering iron, I asked him what kind. I asked him, hey, what kind of stripper should I get? Because he knows his stuff. And if you are not following his channel, you should.
What's his channel?
If you make anything. Can you post a link to your channel? Would you please do that for me? Because if he's here, Hallstaff. Yeah. Steve.
He says it's Steve.
Yes.
And Cycle Axeman says, I didn't know that.
I don't see any of
$5.
you.
Honesty is the thing. Oh
Um,
my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, Steve knows stuff. He was scheduled to teach at Transworld 2, so I'm sure he's sad. But you know what? We'll get together again, and this way all of our friends will be alive next time.
This is a great shot you have right now because you have two, in the foreground of the shot, you have two Krampus and then you one on the other. It's just a great picture.
You're acting like I'm a rookie, honey. I framed this.
Okay.
Like I planned this
I
shot.
see. Thank you.
I did my
You are-
hands like this,
You're
all that.
amazing. Yes, you are. You're amazing.
Sometimes I get happy accidents. Let's go back again.
Thanks for the shout out, says Hallstaff's animatronic workshop.
There you go.
Steve is awesome. Check out his YouTube page.
Now it's raining like crazy outside today. Normally my dry brushing would be done by now, but I have to pump it up. I have to get myself a Kilo gun and do the mojito hots. Don't serve your rest there, Jonesy.
Hallstaff says, very sad, but hopefully rescheduled soon.
I'm sure it will be. Get on the schedule, see what works out. I was kind of thinking that because they already have the exhibit hall, I was thinking that they might say, okay, this year only we're going to combine Transworld and MHC. You know, I don't know if that hall is big enough or what, but they didn't cancel. They postponed. And it's necessary. Slowing the spread of the virus, I think, will save lives. I am 100% solid of that, convinced of that. You guys know the term piebald? I'm thinking about doing these with a piebald type of paint scheme, where I just smash some brown onto the face also.
Psychoaccident says it's been raining like an SOB in California too.
Yeah, it's raining.
Matthew Seidel, I can't believe they canceled Transworld.
Yeah, it sucks they postponed it. They didn't cancel it, it's just postponed. So it's still going on. It's just going on a little bit later than it would have gone on.
We are so dry down here, we are thinking about selling our entire herd.
Where's
That's Edie Munster. Not sure what she's. Jay Holmes, those Harbor Freight heat guns don't die. You can't kill them.
That's not true. I have killed several, and sometimes when they die spectacularly. Like, I had one where on command, like, every time I pulled the trigger, it would shoot out 4 feet of flame. That's awesome. But I threw it out. So, but anyway, yes. They are there for the money. You cannot beat them. And I think those low Chinese safety standards just puts out more heat than most heat guns that I have gotten from fancy companies. We'll do one more coating, or layer, I should say, of this flesh color.
Hopefully they avoid the May weekend that West Coast is on.
Well, there's also the May weekend that I have Monster Camp. You know, it'll impact fewer people that way. But I don't even know if it's going to be May. I have no idea what month it's going to be.
It's May.
It'd be nice if it were June, I think. Now, June's late. That's late for people. And I'm normally into my teaching schedule by then, where I travel to different haunts.
Worldwide.
What's that, honey?
What are these masks for?
These are going to be Krampus masks that I will sell at Transworld and online. Tuesday night, I'm having a live spectacular, where I'll go over everything in my booth. I'm kind of doing a live booth walkthrough. I have an area where I keep all of my booth shelves and things, and we're just going to set that up and film a walkthrough of the booth where people can place orders, and I can show my new product.
Harbor Freight was closed today due to the virus.
Yeah, I can see that happening. With
Jury
fewer
duty.
with fewer people out and about, I think you're going to see some of those shops close up for a little while.
Let's see. Jury duty did the same thing to me in LA. Woot woot. Yeah.
Does it count as going?
You
Or-
have to get credit for that.
Yeah, did you get credit for it, or is it you got to come back later?
Will you be allowing people to try on masks before selling them?
At yes, I will. Now, I keep a bottle of 99% alcohol pretty much all the time. We have always wiped out the mask with Lysol wipes after someone tries it on. So that's just basic sanitation. I think all of your masked people who are haunted house people also already practice that kind of sanitation, simply because the last thing in the world we want is our cast to get sick. Because if they get sick, they don't scare people.
He says, I'm down here by Corpus Christi, about 10 miles west. So she's in Texas.
Gotcha.
Is the paint 1/3, 1/3, 1/3?
Without a doubt.
Torn Stalkers, Trail of Terror, awesome work as always.
Thank you.
Psycho Accident says, nope, I have to wait a month. Then go.
Okay.
Jury duty. He has to go back.
Psycho, you're in North California too, aren't you?
He's in Burbank.
Is Burbank North California? Or is Burbank closer to LA? If I recall, Burbank is where they shoot The Price is Right.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. All right, so I like that Now the flesh is more even. You know, I still kept my darks. I still have my blacks. You know, I kept my contrast. But I have a flesh tone happening, which is good. I'm going to go with something different now.
Second says Burbank is north of Atlanta.
North of Atlanta. By how much time, if you don't mind my asking? In Texas, we don't say miles, we say hours. Grabbing a brush, hang on. Dog are sacked out.
Good. Where's the other one?
Under this desk. This color's going to go under the eyes. Now what you're seeing here is a pretty standard Allen House paint job. Just in that I normally do some color under the eye. My brush isn't full of color, so there's still a little bit of that color peeking through. Same color I'm going to hit the gums with. And again, I'm leaving some of that black peeking through to keep my depths. Now my brush is almost empty. I'm going over the lip so that it imparts just a little bit of color. I'm really just changing the temperature more than I am changing the color.
I know you've probably answered this several times, but have you ever worked in movies?
No. Let me lay this out again. I don't work in movies. I am not a lot of people assume when they see that I'm a haunted house special effects artist that I am a failed movie effects artist. I'm not. And that's one of the reasons why I was never particularly drawn to Face Off. It was so movie based, like they're the only ones doing this work. And that's just not the case. I am not a failed movie effects artist. I'm a haunted house special effects artist. This is my chosen trade and profession, and this is what I do for a living: haunted houses. And one of the reasons where I'm very clear on that when people ask if I do stuff for movies, two reasons. I don't like movies. I don't like working on movies. I've helped out with a couple. Everything is hurry up and wait. If you're ready to go, then the sound guy isn't ready to go. And if you're not ready to go and you're running late, you can bet they're all going to be on time. Also, in the movie ocean, I would be a very tiny fish. And I've been in the haunted house industry, I'd say since 95, 94, 95, 1995. And, so that's 30 years-ish. So, yeah. But I like haunted houses. When you work on movie stuff, you work for 6 months on something that people are going to see for 6 seconds, and then sometimes you can't even talk about it. And here I make what I want to make.
I've never thought of you as a failure.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's what a lot of people think, is that, oh, you're doing haunted house stuff, you must want to do movie stuff, and you're not able to. I say nay, nay.
Psycho Wax Man. LAX is like 30-minute drive from Burbank. Hollywood is maybe 20 minutes to Sunset.
Okay.
Rob Stryker. I could see Weird Al doing a song called I Have Corona.
No. My Corona. Didn't do his lips. Or bag with those lips. These eyes. So yeah, I mean, and what's frustrating is I can post cool work and someone will say, "Oh man, you should be in the, you should do the, you should work for movies." No, I shouldn't. I'm doing exactly what I want. If a carpenter posts a picture of a hotel, I mean of a house that he built, he goes, "Hey, I just framed this house." No one goes, "Man, you're really good at that. You should do hotels." I mean, it's almost illogical to me to assume that I'm not exactly where I want to be.
$10 from Psycho Axeman. You were put on this planet to scare people out.
I agree with that. I absolutely was. Let's do a little bit of noise. I'm gonna turn on the air compressor if it's not on already. Sounds like it's on already.
Just tuning in, I had to fist fight 2 nuns for a roll of toilet paper. The masks looked great.
Awesome. Hope you won. Nuns are tough. Who had to fist fight nuns, honey?
Warmongering.
Well, that's a great. If I was going to guess who punched a nun, that'd probably be the name. So this guy has such a butt chin. Every time I put a little bit of brown in there, it makes me feel inappropriate. A little heavy there. That's fine.
As long as it isn't dry. Thanks for doing what you enjoy, showing us what you can do, what we can do. That's worth a while. Jordan's here. Is this almost over?
Kind of. I mean, I'm going to be stopping probably at a 11. At 11.
Is it rubber paint? Said Psycho Axe.
It is my 1/3 latex, 1/3 water, 1/3 latex house paint from Home Depot. Interior matte.
You gotta do steps 2 and 4 on airbrushing.
Is that Edie?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Soon. Those are coming out soon. I think I say that every time she asks. Life comes at me fast, man. I'm sorry.
We are trying to decide if putting a young girl in a possession room in a bedroom is a good or bad idea. That is Linda Flores.
I think you certainly can do it. It's certainly it's evocative of a horror movie. If there was no precedent for it, then it would be weird. But they know it's a horror scene, and they know it's from The Exorcist as soon as they come into the area. So it's not like it is an unprecedented thing. I don't like vampire girls in bedrooms. I think vampire girls in bedrooms is kind of asking for trouble, because vampires have that, sexy vibe anyway. So what's important to note, anybody can do what I'm doing. Anybody can do this. This does not take genius or years and years of skill. There are people who are on and watching right now who had never made a mask. Maybe they're gone by now. And then they came to Monster Camp and then now they're making masks on their own, you know, which is just wonderful. Okay, so these guys now have some shading, some details, some depth.
He says it's a valid question, Alan. You left me hanging.
Which one?
Steps 2 and 4 on the airbrush.
I don't have it out yet. It's not. I don't. I will. I'll do it. I'll do it. If you really wanted something done, petition my wife.
Oh,
She gets things done.
that was so wrong.
Well, honey, this is the role that you've accepted.
Okay. You ever use the rubber glue Dilute 50 with naphtha as a base, then mix oil-based paints to mix colors?
I have done that, Axeman. I have done that.
Sure.
Because I have it big up over here. If there's weird words in it, I look over there to see if I can decipher any. So, I have. What I don't like about that is it has a shelf life. As soon as you mix that, you have to use that in a couple weeks, or else it's going to harden up on you in the bottle. And this stuff I can leave for a year in this container. I have to do exactly what I just did, is poke out this tip because it dries up in the tip and it won't come out. But yeah. What I have been doing lately is putting just a little bit of flesh in my teeth white to make it not as white. I do like bright teeth, and they're still bright teeth. But this way, they're a little more natural looking.
Dick Crater, thank you for all the videos. I've been binge watching your channel for the past month and just bit the bullet and bought 50 pounds of lead clay.
Awesome. That's great. I hope you make amazing things, and show me pictures of what you make, please.
Gore Patch Studios, right on point, Alan, about movies. We make props and done makeup for a few movies, and a lot of people don't realize the director may or may not use your piece. A lot of time and money is put into it. Can be up for hours.
Yeah.
Psycho Axeman said, "Oh, snaps the wife," and donated $2. Thanks, Psycho Axe.
Oh, snap.
Edie says, "You promised poor Miss Shannon." Ross Reichert, I sure do hate a dried up tip. Mark Ray. Hey, Mark. Hi,
Mark.
Miss Shannon. Mark.
Mark.
Kurt Mattia, loving the Krampus.
Oh, these guys are fun. So I'll go live tomorrow when I hair them. Because I'm not going to do that tonight. What time is it, honey?
Until 11. Latex plugs up my spray gun.
What kind of spray gun is it?
Hey, what about rub outs as far as painting? Do you do that, and if so, how? I've seen a few examples, but interested in your input.
Okay, so what you have to do for a rub out is the spray gun to use is the one from Harbor Freight, by the way. Those poor Chinese tolerances mean that the holes are bigger and it's harder to clog. So I just like it way better than a more expensive spray gun. It is the HVLP spray gun. It is purple and it is from Harbor Freight. Now, what was the other question, honey?
The latex plugs up my spray gun, Cache spray gun.
Oh, rub outs. That's what he was talking about.
Well, it says, hey, what about rub outs as far as painting? Do you do what you do? If so, how? I've seen a few examples, but interested in your input.
So here's the how, okay?
And what is a rub out? Now we have people asking.
You do your whole paint job in this paint, in this latex mask paint. When you saw me airbrush just now, I was actually airbrushing an alcohol-based ink. And a rub out is a technique where you would do this paint job, and then you have 70% alcohol mixed with 70% alcohol mixed with an alcohol-based ink. If you look right over here on this door is full of pinata inks. This color is called sangria, and I would mix this like maybe 20% ink in with 70% alcohol. So then you have a real thinned down paint, which is alcohol based, and you would spray it over the whole thing, and then you would rub it off with a alcohol towel or sponge with alcohol on it. You rub it off, but it stays in the crevices. That's like an antiquing technique. I have a video called Dry Brushing and Antiquing where I prefer dry brush. Antique is where you cover something in liquid and then you wipe it off and it stays in the cracks. Dry brushing is where you use only a little bit of the paint and you dry brush over the top of it and you only hit the high spots. So that's why you can still see blacks in here even though I painted over it, I dry brushed. Antiquing is the opposite, or rub out is the opposite, where it'll settle into these areas and then you wipe it off of the high areas. Hopefully that helped. And it evaporates pretty quick. I'm not a huge fan of that method just because, you know, there's a lot of alcohol involved. And it dries so fast, you really have to stay on top of it, and you can over stain your piece. And I feel like I like these, but I kind of want more drama. I think I'm going to go to a true red on those gums.
This is absolutely, thank you. You answered the question.
Good. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to go to a true red just to pop this and have a little more drama around that mouth. It's all about the mouth drama. Hashtag mouth drama. And this is going to go on kind of as the same color, but it will dry redder. And not everywhere, just a few spots of that. A little more pop to that mouth. Red latex paint is so weird because it really goes on pink or rose colored, and then it just turns this nice red.
Say good night to Ezekiel.
Night, Ezekiel.
Can I use anything other than ink paint?
For a rub out, you want to use something alcohol based, because when I put the alcohol on over this, the alcohol will not rub off the latex paints. The latex paints are water-based, so they stay on when you rub off the alcohol.
Are you carrying these tonight?
What time is it? It's 10:48. I might be able to get one hair tonight. Wife, would you mind going to 11:10? Okay. Wife says we can hair one tonight.
If you get a tiered latex mask, is it worth trying to patch it?
Absolutely. Latex can be patched. And that will dry red and pop a little more. I'm happy with these. I think that's a good paint job. Let's do it. I'm done with the airbrush for now. A lot of my time is spent moving from one process to the other. You're going to be brown. And you can see this guy has a short collar on him, and this guy has a bigger collar. I'm going to cut some of that off because I don't need to hair all that, and it stops you from turning your head.
How do you repair seams?
How do you repair seams? All right, so sometimes you'll blow out your seam in your mask. If you Dremel too much or whatever. So the easiest way that I have found to repair seams in a latex mask is to go on the inside and just put a piece of masking tape where that little hole is. And that masking tape clogs up the hole for now. And then you put latex in on top of that, and that hole just goes away. That's better. That's better. It's not even.
What Dremel bit do you use?
I use a felt wheel. It's a little felt piece for the Dremel. And it works very well on seaming a mask where you have a positive, basically. You have a little ridge, which is called flashing. You have flash. Here you can see it. There used to be a mold line here, and we flashed that. We cleaned up that flash with the Dremel. A lot of felt wheels. This is the hair I'm going to use for this guy. And I start. This matches the suit I have pretty good. I like nippier scissors. And I want to do all of this mask with this much hair.
What's the hair?
This is hair weave hair. Let me grab a package.
Sorry if this has been answered before. Did you have a mentor, and if so, who?
I had lots of mentors, like special effects artists. This is just hair weave hair. Okay. It says 100% human hair. That's a lot. It also says Yaki. That's what kind of hair it is. This is number 8. And this was like $8. And it's hair for hair weaving. It's all sewn on this strip like this so that I can pretty easily attach it.
Says, oh yeah, I didn't know that. Will this be a lace-up mask?
That's an option. I normally do slit the back of these, and I'll split the back of this. I'm actually leaving enough room where I'm going to be able to access that. I'm using clear silicone caulking. Iron grip silicone adhesive is the best, but any clear silicone caulking will work pretty much just fine. Don't overthink, just do.
Have you done your pooled deluxe masks from one-piece molds? Is that easier than dealing with mold seam?
Normally what I do is I just leave the mold strapped together. But a lot of times with teeth like this or something, you actually want to take it apart and paint in that latex. If your mask isn't that detailed, go for it. Some masks I can pull no problem. Others I definitely need to take it apart.
The color on the front is avocado green.
No. On the front of what?
Psycho Axe Man. Did you ever put fans inside masks for overheating?
Yes. Mostly that's mascot heads, but also some werewolves you can actually just pull, just pull it out. Psycho Axe Man. This is like a tannish skin tone that I used, and then I used brown on this mask. So I don't have any avocado green on here, but this is a more of my skin tone, like me. I have olive in my skin tone. So, and what I did was I actually used my arm and used a paint swatch to match my arm. I went to Home Depot and I picked the paint that matched my skin the best. And that's what I used. See, just that on there, that really, it does so much. It do so much. Just a bit of this hair. Went ahead and put down 3 lines, so I'll do the next 3 lines of hair. Okay. And I'm leaving it a little bit off of that back middle seam so that Um, if someone does want to put laces in there, they're able to do that and lace up their mask without all of the hair getting caught in it. See, I'm leaving it off of those laces just a bit.
Are you busy in your shop year-round, or do you have slower times? So far, I started watching you. It seems you are always so busy, which is great.
I am busy every day of my life, yes. There's always a time for monsters. I used to have an off season, and I no longer do. There's no longer a downtime. If I'm not getting ready for a show at dark hour, we're open, 5-6 times a year, 7 if you count the apocalypse shows that we do. There's a lot going on.
You work a Renaissance festival.
I work a Renaissance festival in the spring, so I get ready for my monster museum. That's a biggie. Remember I said I was going to do hair over this, but I've got to do this hair first. And I'll do some of these little pieces of hair. You know what? No, I'm jumping to this side.
Psycho X-Man, $5. God, I hate hair and stuff.
You know what? It's not that bad. We're going to get this guy haired in, a pretty short amount of time. We're not going to have 30 minutes in this hair job. Because I buy my hair in the strips. I have set myself up to be successful. Is the jumbo hair, which is loose hair strands, cheaper? Yeah, it's 99 cents for a huge package. But then you got to deal with it. And this is $7 for a package, well, $7 to $10 a package. And it saves me time. I'm doing this just like I'm shingling a house. I start at the bottom and I'm working my way up.
So nice you have been able to build a business doing what you love.
It is nice. I don't feel I had any other options. I am doing, I think, exactly what I was meant to do. I am a spiritual man. I don't know if you call me a religious man. I certainly believe in God. And I think he put me here because he thought the earth could use more monsters. Got some schmutz on the hair. But that's not un-Krampus-like.
As busy as you are, I hope you go on vacation. It's all about you and Michigan.
I haven't been on vacation in a couple of years.
4 years.
In 4 years, we have not been on vacation. We want to go on a cruise next January, but I'll be honest with you, with this trans world debacle, that may not happen. We'll see. We'll have to talk about it and figure it out. I do feel the need for a beach and some sun. I'm not going to lie to you.
Monsters are such interesting people with such fabulous hair. I was going to quote.
You monsters lead such interesting lives.
How far do you go up on Sims? Not sure, Psycho X-Man.
Up on seams?
Seams.
I put about 1.5 inches between each hair. Maybe an inch, 1.5 inches, sometimes 2 inches. It depends on how long the hair is and what I can get away with. I don't want to be here all night, you know.
Talent shows exactly what you should be doing. I came in late, so no more Trans World.
Trans was just postponed.
I am enrolled in special effects school this fall. I couldn't be more excited.
That is awesome. Which special effects school are you going to?
Just look at your screen. Look at your screen.
Psycho, you are killing me. Well, that's very kind.
I don't understand.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I tell you what, next week when Transworld should have been going on, and I should have been working 16-hour days for Transworld, between teaching, meeting with clients, yes, going to the ball is work. I'm representing my company. While I should have been doing that, and I'm not because it's postponed, I'm going to go fishing one day. I enjoy fishing. Tell you what, Psycho, you don't know it, but you just about brought me to tears. That is very nice.
Same here.
And
I don't understand.
we're very emotionally raw
I don't understand.
just because of how Transworld just happened. And I get it, I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not frustrated. I'm reeling. My life is defined by before Transworld, post Transworld, I'm going to do this. After Transworld, I'll do this. Before Transworld, I have to get these things done. And right now, I don't know when Transworld is. My life is so weird. I'm kind of walking around in circles a little bit because my very purpose is shaken a touch. Yeah, so I am emotionally raw, and that is such a nice gesture. Thank you so much.
So Shannon knows how many years it's been without even thinking about it. Y'all need a vacation. that's just how my brain works.
We do. I mean, that's true.
The special effects school is Tom Savini's.
So you'll be spending some time in Pennsylvania. I'm actually friends with several of the instructors there. They're very nice people, and I hope you enjoy your time there.
You say you had no other option. I felt that way too. Life is a trip.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, without doubt.
He says vacation. Psycho Axman says you better go fishing with the wife.
You know what? She does go fishing with me.
I started you fishing.
Yeah, she got my first rod she bought me.
Take the wife fishing. I'll fish. I got no. You tell them the time that about the big bar surfacing right next to you that we were wasting.
You should tell them
I'll tell them.
next time we have a story
You
time.
take the wife fishing. This wife will fish. I'm believing after all this craziness settles down that you will be your best year in business you deserve.
I hope so. And honestly, I've put a lot into this year. If you watch Tuesday at our live event, you will see that we did a lot of new stuff, and I took some big risks, and that's why it's a little hard this year with how it has played out. I didn't mortgage the house or anything, but you do always, you spend before a show, and I don't like that. And I don't see myself getting out of this really fast unless, I might have a good MHC. MHC could be stronger because Transworld's going to be weaker. I know that not all the buyers are going to be able to make it to Transworld, but on the same side of that, though, is not all the vendors are going to be able to make it to Transworld. So there might be a few less things to buy, and maybe you'll do okay because of that if you can make it to that makeup show. But I don't even know that I'll be able to do it then. I have 2 weekends in May already spoken for, I think.
You do? Thank you. Psycho Axman, $50.
Holy moly.
Maestro K, $10. You guys are too much.
You don't make me weepy. It's a
Well,
lot.
the hair is really making that mask pop.
It does. The
Have a beer
hair,
on me when you're fishing. Thank you, Maestro K.
very kind.
Now we'll have a Coke Zero and some beef jerky.
That's right.
You don't drink beer.
Heck yeah. You never know, honey. I might start it.
I don't know that beer's your thing.
I have some friends who are beer experts.
You do. They're amazing.
I have one friend. He is actually my old haunted house partner,
Cicerone.
Bob Floyd. He's a cicerone, which just like wine, they have sommeliers, which is like a certification that you're an expert. He is a cicerone, and he's going for his master cicerone. Yeah, so that's doing something for this, and this does good. This is nice, but what you're going to see is that later I'm going to use my teasing comb and fluff this hair out, and that's going to make it even crazier. But I need to switch out this holder because now I'm working on the top of the head, and it's a little too tall.
Tell a story why you work.
Oh boy, what do you want a story about? I have led an interesting life.
What you need are silent investors.
Well, see, investors want to be paid back, and that is really just debt. There we go. See, now that's nice and low, and I'll be able to work on the top of the head. So, a story while I work. I will tell you about a costume that I built that is very near and dear to my heart. It is a Yeti. And the year was 1997. And I was living in Orlando. And my friend Dan Caro and I, we both worked at Skull Kingdom, which was a year-round haunted house. And, you know, we were both actors there at Skull Kingdom. And in Orlando, both downtown Disney, Universal City Walk, lots of places have pretty good costume contests for, you know, for Halloween. And I thought that if I could make a good enough costume that I could win this money and change my life a little bit. If you, looking back, it's almost like the plot of a movie where they're trying to like save a car wash from closing down or something, you know, and they enter a contest to win a bunch of, well, it's very true. Costume contests have gotten me out of some pretty tough scrapes. But the tough scrape that I was in at that point in time was just being a young person with a lot of bills and not making a lot of money because I wanted to be a professional monster, which I was. So I said, Dan, I'm going to make a Yeti and we're going to enter this costume contest. We're going to enter every costume contest that we can. So we got the time off from work, and Dan would come over pretty much every night for about 2 weeks and help me make this Yeti costume. And I just wanted, you know, to get my buddy involved with me. And we made him a character that he could lead the Yeti around on a chain. We made the stilt Yeti. His feet were spray foam over stilts. He had big, if you, there's a video that I have on making arm extensions. Those are the kind of hands that this giant Yeti had. And, you know, even all the songs that were playing on the radio while I was working on that have a special place in my heart. If you look back at your life, some of the times when you're happiest, it's not the times you had the most money. It's when you were doing something true and pure. And that was a very happy time in my life. Not the happiest, you know. Now I'm married, and I kind of feel the world is meant to be shared. And at that point in time, I needed to share my world with my buddy Dan. And I got suited up in the Yeti. I went to the place where the contest was being held, and There was 2 other people on stilts there, and we really thought that those were our big competition. But we won. And we won $2,000. He got $1,000. I got $1,000. And that's not a bad. That wasn't a bad bit of side work at the time.
What's your go-to adhesive when you're not sure how to stick something to a product?
Contact cement. There's very few things that contact cement just doesn't work on.
Hold on. Did you say Oklahoma?
I did not. I was in Orlando.
How long will the glue you are using last?
This is silicone. Silicone lasts. It'll last longer than the latex will, because the latex will just break down naturally, and silicone is unnatural.
Say hi to Beth Spiker from Stillwell.
Hey, are you guys open tonight?
She's been open tonight.
Yeah, aren't you open, Beth?
She's saying good morning.
Aha!
Psycho Axeman, so you had an inspiration.
The reason why I did a Yeti was the fact that they're white. Big white monsters are always very striking. If you ask people what they like most about your haunted house when they come out, if you have a vortex tunnel, they're going to say the vortex tunnel. Because it's striking, it's big, it's colorful, it moves around. You know, it's a whole environment for them. So this is it, haired, but the hair is flat.
Beth Spiker said yes, it was a fun night.
Very
That's
good.
Still on it.
Good. I hope you guys were very successful.
Michael Lassiter, hi guys, jumped on when I had a chance. Hey Michael.
Hey, buddy. So you can see the battery pack back there just a little bit. Then you got to move some hair. You could still get to the laces if you wanted to. And this is a Krampus.
Edie says, do you have pictures of the Yeti?
I do. I do have pictures of the Yeti. Maybe I can get them to Shannon and she can post one on the Stilt Beast site. Stilt Beast Facebook page.
I think I would like to see your first works.
They're probably not as good as you hope. The first mask ever made was a Bigfoot mask. And honestly, it was in part because of Transworld. I went to Transworld, and I'm like, I'm broke. I can't come back here every year. I got to find a way to get back here every year. So I thought, I'll vend. You know, I'll make masks that actors can see and breathe out of, and then I will do that. You know.
Swoop Shack SPFX says good night.
Good night.
Thanks for the show.
Oh, happy to. I'm gonna run and grab myself a teasing comb. I will turn the camera over here while I go get it. My shop is a mess right now. It looks like a mess. It's not that bad, really. Being very careful to not wake the dogs who are asleep in that corner.
Work 'em up.
I did. Well, I didn't wake them, but they stirred. All right.
I've got a kitty.
You do have a kitty.
Man, I wish I could work with you guys.
Where are you at?
James Home, thank you. It was a great watch. I learned a lot. Good night.
Thank you.
Not Miss Shannon's cheesy comb.
More teasing comb.
What's the blow-up mask? Psycho Axeman blow-up mask?
What do you mean? You mean this mask?
California, but I'm moving to Austin soon.
Oh, well then you'll be a couple hours away. Come visit.
Couple of hours.
Austin's what, 3 hours? 4? Huh? Alexa, what's the drive time from here to Austin?
Based on current traffic, it'll take about 3 hours and 15 minutes to drive to Austin.
3 hours and 15 minutes. You won't be that far at all. You could certainly come up and see a show at dark hour, or guest act, or make something.
The one where you went, center. Blow up mask? Psycho expert? What's the blow up mask?
My mannequin, I'm working on a costume on him. These are silk boots getting ready to be made. That's a different mannequin. These masks are all yet to be painted. There's a wolf man over there. Can you describe the blow-up mask?
Right side center. Yeah,
Is this the mask that you mean?
behind. Behind you. Is it the
Is this?
dust?
Is this what you mean? Right here?
He means the during stand.
No, he means this. I think he means this. Okay, this, well, it's hard to explain. This is the dead possum. This is Roscoe, the dead possum. And he's going to be held by the hunchback. And this is the hunchback's arm.
He said no.
Not this one.
I think he's talking about the
Santa.
Santa.
Okay. So what you meant then is this guy. This will be inbred Santa when I put his beard on. Okay? I did an inbred series a few years back, and he's inbred. So he's got his little bro growing out of the top of his face. And I put a beard on him and a Santa hat, and he is inbred Santa. So there you go. I'll probably, when I hair these guys tomorrow, I'll do his beard. And I'll do that live. But now, let's get back to business.
You're at 11:20.
Alright. So I want this hair to be a little more wild than this. I don't want this to be a, Pantene Krampus, where his hair is magical and flowing, and beautiful. I don't want that. I want him to be a Krampus that has seen some stuff. Wife, while I'm doing this, why don't you tell her about Tuesday?
I'm going to tell him about Tuesday here in just a second.
Yeah, so this is kind of your coronavirus entertainment. We're not supposed to leave our houses, so what I'm going to do is I'll go live quite a bit. And if you want to thank someone for how much I'm going to go live the next couple days, A, thank Psycho Axeman because he's super generous. B, thank Linda because Linda Forbes Pearson, because she always encourages me to go live. And that's you know, certainly nice to do some, to know that people enjoy what you're doing.
All right, we're going to talk about Tuesday.
Yeah, go talk about Tuesday.
All right, Tuesday. Here's right. Jonesy and I are going to talk about Tuesday. This is headbutts. It's very sweet. All right. So Tuesday, we're going to have a showcase in which we are going to show everything that we made for Trans World, and we're going to demo it, talk about it, answer questions. We're going to be live, so if you say, you know, how does that work, how do you strap that, and what have you, just like you were standing in the booth, and that'll help you to see the product and to get an idea of what it is we were going to do.
And of course, our goal is sales. You know?
Yeah, well, we want to.
Of course, I always teach people how to make their own things,
Mm-hmm.
but we missed out on some sales with Trans World, so we're trying to bump a little bit of sales with this.
So we're going to have all of our Stilt Beast crew. We're going to show what we made. We're going to have our friend Jake Farmer, who is also with Dark Hour Haunted House.
Effects to Go. He's always
Effects to
right
Go.
next to us.
He's always next to us, and he's got a great amount of cool stuff. And we have some really fun stuff, too, that you probably weren't expecting. We're really excited to expo for you that didn't happen. So we're going to be there Tuesday. We're going to set it up. We're going to do live. It's going to be fun. There's going to be puppies. There's going to be kitties. And we're going to have fun. So join us.
It's like Trans World, but with pets.
With animals.
Okay, so now I've been teasing the heck out of this while she was talking.
Oh, Jones.
And hopefully, you guys can really see a difference. Well, we'll probably go from 6 to probably 9. I mean, it's gonna be a while, maybe even 10. And then that live is gonna get posted to the channel, so you can watch it whenever. It's just gonna be fun, I think. I'm gonna do it like a telethon.
And everything's going to be good to go on the website.
I do want to hook back up the airbrush for just a minute and hit that top seam.
Warpath Studios says that's awesome on the contest. If you put your heart into it, you can accomplish anything. That's what inspired me, winning contests and my Krampus.
Oh, that's cool.
Beth said my Christmas engagement. Edie says it's 73 right now. I always wanted to see Alan on Face Off.
You know what? I would have enjoyed Face Off. Because just, you know, the challenges are fun. I would have a great time.
Try telling people that you make inbred Santa masks for a living.
Yeah, that's a tough one to explain.
Beth says it was much busier than she expected for a blizzard day.
It's awesome. Alright, so this Krampus mask was very basic. It had the horns attached when we started. And now, you can see this is done. This is a Krampus mask with brown hair. Tuck a little bit more of this hair behind the ear.
Maestro K says, with all the prop and mask builders that edit videos for YouTube, it's really cool to watch a master work in real time.
I love these. I really like doing these because you guys can really see it start to finish. There's been a couple projects where I was able to do like the whole thing on video. Like I made a full Demigorgon costume on video. I made a full Predator one night on video. It's just fun.
Michael Lester says, YouTube or Facebook?
We'll probably go YouTube so that it can stay up.
And then we'll share it on everything.
And we'll share it on everything.
So it doesn't matter, Michael, if you don't catch it exactly live, just go to the website, you'll see it.
And we'll monitor the places that we share it so that we are able to answer questions and stuff.
That's one cute kitty.
The fish guy is going to be part of a whole costume. So that we'll show that whole fish costume. His chest just got based out today. His gloves are poured up. His back is poured up. So he's coming along.
Auction or set prices?
Set prices. Set prices. We will do I don't do like show prices. I just try and have good prices no matter what. So we'll have the same prices we'd have at Transworld. We'll have, but this way people can see the product.
When this costume is completed, will you have it modeled so we can see it completed?
Yes, all the costumes are modeled Tuesday.
With
And
live actors?
With actors. And one of the things I want to do, honey, is I want to get a 30-second video of the fursuit Krampus, a 30-second video of the Stilt Nosferatu, 30-second video of Stilt Frankenstein, 30-second video, and put those up on YouTube individually as like a video catalog.
We can also put those on the website.
Of course.
We just got to make them tomorrow and
Mhm.
get out the brain. Looks amazing what you did with the hair.
Oh.
Cycle accents is nice. Looks good. Always enjoy your videos. What happened to the fish guy? You answered that. Yes, Beth. This is Tuesday. Tuesday at 6 Central Time. We're gonna make it happen.
Well, starting then.
So we're gonna start.
It's going to go for a couple hours, and I'll show things a couple times too. I'm calling it the Haunt Shopping Network, just like BBC or HSN, the Home Shopping Network.
Right.
We're going to have the Haunt Shopping Network.
Make sure you share it on So Texas Haunters on Facebook, please. Are you a member of that?
I don't think I'm a member of that. Will you send me an invite to that group?
Or Edie, it'll be public, so you should be able to share it. It's gonna be open to anybody to share anyone, so you should be able to share it yourself. If it's in a group that we're not a part of, please feel free to share it. You can do it too. We will have it completely accessible.
It'll be on the Stilt Beast page.
Yeah, we'll have it on everything. Love it. Finally get a chance to get an Alan Hoff's original. What are you using to keep the hair in place?
Glossifier. This is a Plastidip clear spray. It adds a bit of shine, which I don't mind. Hey, do you guys want a little sneaky peek? Now what I'm going to show you is an option, okay? It is not straight up because I have a chest that I put in these hair suits. Now this is for a Wolfman, and the Stilt ones have a latex chest. Otherwise, it's just a straight hair suit. But having, you don't get long hair like this on costumes normally. This isn't fun. It's breathable. This kind of suit is not going to kill you. I can breathe through that fabric. It's got air motion. This is nice and cool actually, and it's got the chest on it. This is for a Stilt Wolfman, so there's covers for the stilts and all, and the mask. So, and then he's got claw gloves that go, and it's always tough between gloves and the sleeves. These sleeves are extra long, so what happens is there's a thumb hole in this, and that thumb hole you just put your thumb through, and with the claw gloves, your whole hand is already covered. But then when you pull it out, you don't have hair around your hand. You just have the nice claw glove on. But anyway.
What colors do you have to get on Tuesday?
So now without a chest, if you want a Stilt version with a chest, or if you want to add the chest, adding the chest in is $50 for a ground costume. But it comes with the Stilt costume. And I have white. See, we worked very hard for this show. We have black hair suits, white hair suits. We have green hair suits for a Grinch type character. White, black, gray. We have a gray and brown. We have green for the Grouch, yeah. We did one in bright red. I thought it would go well with my Asian demon mask. But you know, let's see what happens. Anyway, it's 11:30. I'm gonna go get some rest. Someone asked, where did we get that fur? We worked. See this? A strip of this is sewn every inch on that suit. Every inch. A strip is sewn just like this. That's how you have the movement. That's how you have really good breathability. Because the fun fur, it's always hot because it's that tight weave. But you can see we have laces on the inside, on the sides, so you can tighten it up, you know, so it can really shrink to fit you, and it looks nice and molded to you, so it laces up on the sides. And if you look inside of, where's that sleeve? Here it is. You see how many strands of hair are sewn to that? You don't want to know. But it makes for a really nice costume. So there you go.
Glad to see you adapt to the situation that is handed to you.
That's what you got to do.
Love the suits, amazing suits. Good night. Thank you so much, Evelyn Shannon. God bless, and I will send you an invitation to the South Texas Congress.
Cool.
Nice. Well, it was some work there, and see you on Tuesday. Come join us on Tuesday, guys. Have a good night.
And I'll be live between now and then, and maybe I'll do more sneak peeks. We'll see. So, you know what? I'm gonna do one real quick other sneak peek. We're doing something called arm candy, and it's all kinds of different weapons that go on your arm and makes it look like your hand cut off, and you have this weapon on it. So, this is, what character wouldn't look better with a big hook hand or a saw blade or a spiked mace? But this is what we call arm candy. And we'll have, I think, 6 or 7 different types of these for order and sale. They're good stuff. Anyway. All right. So, you guys are great. I'm out. Psycho, it's on its way, buddy. It is on its way. We're throwing a few curveballs this week, but it is on its way. I'll talk at you guys later. Thank you guys for hanging out. And you're awesome. Thank you for your generosity this evening, everyone. And for being generous with your time and sharing it with us. Go make stuff.